Hi everyone, this is Dr. Sarla. Welcome to Millet Magic. In today's video, we are going to be telling you all there is to know about brown top millet. So let's hear about this wonderful grain from Dr. Khadar himself.
Let's talk about brown top millet. Brown top millet, scientifically known as Panicum ramosum earlier. Now it is called Euroclava ramosa. This is a beautiful grain which is very ancient and found in very different parts of the planet. This looks like a top. Kids play with the top, and the seeds generally have small brown color on the top, so it's known as brown top millet. And most important thing, as of now, the grain has been recorded to have the topmost fiber content, 12.5%, and this grain is going to create panic in the places where it grows, and it just takes over all the fields. And if we completely understand the reason why it does that is to provide food for everyone. That is the reason why it can grow anywhere and any place, anytime, hot weather also it grows very well. And the most important thing is it grows in the shortest period of the time. Of all the 5 millets that we have been talking about, brown top starts giving you yields we can harvest in 70 to 75 days. That means the pinnacle is formed at the time of 60 days, so 75 days you can harvest, and the least amount of water is required to produce 1 kilo of this particular wonderful grain. So if you go back to history, Christ and followers were spreading the word of God by eating grain grown in 60 days and without needing irrigation, just absorbing the dew. And if you put 1 plus 1 together, you would understand and come to conclusion that they were eating the brown top millet. Unleavened bread and porridge made out of this grain was the main staple food for the followers, Christ and for the followers. So that is the history of brown top millet. And we found this millet in the borders of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh, Pavagada, Madhugiri, Madakasira. In that area, when I traveled sometime 2002 or 2003, in that year. So from then on we did all the work, and in fact I am proud of myself. I am the first person having got all the nutritional values tested for this wonderful grain, brown top millet, with 12.5%. and if you see the nutritional chart, you will see all the values of vitamins are all the highest in this brown top millet. Niacin and thymine way ahead of all the other grains. And thymine, that means the sulfur related metabolic activities are all going to be very well taken care of, and thiol group comes into cleaning up of many complicated free radicals are taken care of thiol group. So in that sense it's very important for anti-carcinogenicity. And this grain, something that we all have to learn is to soak it well when you cook. And so the fiber content being 12.5%, we have to actually soak all the millets, because other grains that you are all used to eating, rice and wheat, doesn't have any fiber, so you people are not soaking it at all. Millets in general you have to soak 6 to 8 hours to get the dishes well palatable. With brown top, I would request all of you to actually soak between 8 to 10 hours. 2 more hours extra you need to soak. Even if it is suji, that is rava, you need to soak it well. And another important thing with this brown top millet is that you have protein also almost equal to foxtail millet, 11.5% of protein, which makes for the north people to make roti it is easier. So if you are starting to make rotis with the millets, first grain you want to start with is brown top millet, because it is much easier to begin with. Once you get your hands on, it's a skill, so all the other millets also will follow the suit, no worries at all. And to get the binding, because there is no gluten whatsoever in these millets, you need to have some protein which is giving you the binding. That you could use urud dal, that is black gram you call it, and or some carbohydrate which can give you gummy nature. Like in the olden days, they used to go to some kind of tubers like elephant yam or sweet potatoes or tapioca. Such materials you can use 5 to 10% into the millet flour and get your roti or chapati done. So these are the tricks that you want to use. And wheat has gluten, that's why everyone tends to make chapatis very easily, but that is the problem for all of our health issues. So you want to avoid wheat at any cost and make brown top and other millets as your staple food. And now that we are talking about North India, this grain is actually called choti kangni. We also call it sometimes hara kangni, because once you remove the husk, this grain has very beautiful greenish tinge. So it is also known as hara kangni, choti kangni, and you can make wonderful rotis, wonderful parathas, but the dough has to be rested minimum of 2 to 3 hours. That everyone has to keep in their minds when they cook this grain. So having understood how to cook this grain, you all should know the importance of this grain is from mouth to the rectum, the digestive canal. All parts of the digestive canal are completely taken care of by this wonderful fiber available in this grain. So it starts cleaning up all the digestive canal, intestines, stomach, all other associated organs also. Most important way we have figured this out is, in fact, I had a cancer patient who was operated, stomach cancer, and then chemo, radiotherapy, everything is done, and the patient was not able to pass motions at all. Once in a week or once in 10 days he has to go to the hospital and use very specialized tools to get the stools out, and that was the condition. And then when we put him on brown top millet ambali, lo and behold, within 3 to 4 days he started passing motions daily. And that's the kind of magic this wonderful grain does on the digestive system. So all the people who have these gastric problems, heartburn, constipation, hemorrhoids, piles, fissures, this is a boon given by God for all the so-called common normal problems of general public. So without brown top millet, you are not completing the list of the 5 positive millets. Coming to the therapeutic value of this brown top millet, we have, it is just like a foxtail millet. Apart from the digestive canal problems that we have talked about, it has its role to play in joint pains like arthritis, rheumatism, and nerve related issues like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, paralysis, autism, small kids not able to grasp things like that, and also very important role to play in brain related issues like loss of memory, not able to recognize people. So connected to these issues, brown top millet comes into play. And next, of course, the most important is lungs related issues. It has a lot of important therapeutic value. Apart from all this, digestive, nerve related and lungs related, you have also got the skin being taken care of very well by brown top millet. Why does it do? Because it has got wonderful lignans, and that also makes brown top millet a very good anti-carcinogenic staple food. So people do not want to have cancer in their life, they have to have this millet. So the therapeutical value of brown top pervades many organs, and it is, according to me, superfood. All the 5 grains are super, but of the 5, everyone keeps asking me which is the best. According to me, there is nothing like that, because without kodo you cannot clean your blood and bone marrow. So you keep only eating brown top because Dr. Khadar said it is the best. So you will have problems in your blood related conditions. So all the 5 you need to be rotating every 2 days once, and then you will be total healthy life. That is what is needed for a healthy lifestyle. You keep having diversified food systems, including the grains that you are eating. Eat well. This is the millet food is not diet plan. This is food for the future. So the beautiful grain that you have, we have neglected this, because even today in America they are growing this, even in Colorado, tons of it, but they are feeding birds and making use of it as fodder. But this is the most nutritional grain that God has given to all of us. So let's get back brown top millet onto our plates as staple food, and the whole human race can benefit with the healthy nutritional values of this wonderful grain.